you guys could come in. Come on in, because we're going to be going through here so I could see different slips. Um, so this here is our shade room, kind of our production room. Same similar shade cloth, but this is where we will either deal in producing new trays, new slips, or go through that seeding process, or if we're doing any transplanting or that summer forward. So it's kind of like our workstation. So whether if we do it now or before the livestock. I did bring out some trees. I was going to walk you guys through the process. I had some seeds that we could have go through and actually putting some seeds in, kind of storing it in where they will actually start to produce out. Kind of have an activity going through that. But before we did, we'll walk through so we can actually look at some of the slips. I would have said if you knew the names of them, hopefully you can call them out. But there's already a cheat sheet on there with the names or name tags. But let's go through so you can kind of see at least what we have set up. So this is, and before you go in, so we do have an irrigation system similar timer. You have each row of beds that have these white trays in. Now you have two different trays. You can fit 72 slips into one, and then we have a next tray of 128. They're only, in terms of the slips, and these for like farmers, they're only 20 cents a slip. Okay? So a lettuce a head, if you're a farmer and you buy 10 lettuce heads and you grow that and then you sell that in the market, if you go into a grocery store at a market square or something like that, and you sell that and you gross in $5 to $8 per lettuce head and you bought 10 of them, that's $80. You just spent $2 for those slips. See what I mean? So it can be a lucrative type of investment if you're going into the farming. That definitely helps with the farmer. So here's where we will stage all our trays after we done put the soil in, make our holes, seed each exact one, and then we will stage them out to actually go through that germination process. And then farmers will come, whether buy it by the tray or take out slips, or not just farmer, anybody could come. You have a little garden and you could go through and buy them by the slip. So we will produce these maybe by like 500 to 300 different quantities, or sometimes just by the tray, depending on the type of plant or crop that we have. So right now I did water them this morning, and I'll show you to you once we leave it out. But you come through so we can look at this side. We do daily cleaning. So because of course it's always moist to try and keep the bacteria away. So as you're going down, you can just start seeing like some shelling. And you can go on both sides. Okay, so find out. Most of our high would be like from your kale, your collards, pak choy, different greens. People cook with it a lot more, especially the local dishes that we may have. Lots of beef, so largest you guys can do collards is lots of beef, onions. These your pak choy, we actually had just restarted these here last week actually, and they're already up to this size. Have some tomatoes, eggplant, hot peppers, parsley that you have. So these are all really cool, especially once you're starting. And these here, if anybody eats pak choy or bok choy.
Anybody? Nobody eats pak.
I had to eat
Everybody.
everybody.
So as small as this here grows, it grows into a huge green succulent type plant, similar as well. So it's something that as it's growing, you could clip and eat fresh right out of your garden pot. Okay? Same thing to beets that grow in the ground, beet juice. Okay? Or you've been eating the leaves and integrating it into your salads. Okay? From your collards, everybody have their greens, collard greens, or if you're making even to callaloo, I know the base is spinach, but you can add your different kale, your collards and stuff like that. So this is where we would set up, and then farmers come depending on where they're trying to. If they have a bed that could fit over 100 plants, then they will be able to purchase a whole tray. and seed it out one time. So this gives coordination with the farmers or community members that if you don't have a whole setup of greenhouse or trays and seedlings, then we could produce it for you. You're able to cure it and be able to farm it all at the same time. Okay, so this is a this is done every monthly. Whether we'll clear out, clean, and start fresh on some new trays. So as these are growing, this probably gonna last a month, and then we gotta start another set because of how fast these here may grow. Okay.
Plants, like most plants in general, you know, if you actually do like, what you're doing properly, they tend to grow very fast. I have
Yes.
experience with this.
No, yes. And we fertilize these as well at least twice within a stage. I wouldn't sell these right now because I know they're still germinating and getting larger. And we just sold out the rest of those. The collards, the kales. And we've tried bringing some different seeds. These are mints. They're barely coming up right now. We got some hot peppers as well. That's the jalapenos, some arugula, and you got some tomato. So it's definitely anything you can think of that we consume on a daily basis, we do procure right here. And then anything outside of it that's special, we try to work with farmers that might have different types of seeds and actually produce those seeds as well, and then plant them on site so we could be able to keep propagation. That's the main thing. I know, like even like fruit, like if you eat peppers or you come home with something that you have to get rid of the seed, don't throw it away. Save it. Okay, save it
Useful later on?
and replant it. I'm sorry?
They'd be useful later on.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
Exactly.
something I noticed about something big on the
It's a little worm, sorry.
You could keep
See, this is
talking.
white
Something
pest.
you noticed. right?
No, well I noticed, I said, see, this is a little caterpillar. So that's why even to the pest, because it can ruin an entire crop, to be honest. Even if you got peppers all set up nicely done, and you see like that white bug underneath it normally, it could ruin your entire crop. So it just started on these tomatoes, and one, I caught him, but if he laid any babies or ventured in, the crop may be done. Sorry.
Okay, so go
You
ahead,
gotta go.
Go ahead, young man. What you were saying?
So I was just about to actually talk about bugs. Like I noticed, like naturally there will be bugs around there, you know, trying to take the crops and all that. Since they gotta eat to survive. We all gotta eat to survive. But how? Like, do you have any main methods to actually deal with them? To, like, maybe get hold of them.
Yes, so the bugs, animals, there's the physical method and barrier and why we still gotta finish clothing this in. Just with like that greenhouse, if this is all shade cloth, this actually prevents those flying bugs, grasshoppers and things that will fly in to affect your crop. Livestock, you put actual fencing, barriers, barricades for like iguanas or deers or maybe a neighbor that does have some ghosts that try and get into your pen. You do have to put up a physical barrier.
Chicken too, right?
Chickens as well, you know, especially when they're first small like this. Let's say that you plant this and plant there. We're about to go down there so you could kind of see the examples of it. But even if you plant it now, if you don't have at least a chicken wire fence or pulse over it, at this stage, they can mess up your plant. Okay, but once you plant this, because really once it slip out, all of this head now becomes roots and it's gonna take off within that first 2 weeks of it hitting a full soil so it can continue growing. So beginning stages is important of protecting your crops as well. Hello.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Yes. And then we could come back.